Well, I think the problem with Manchester City this season is over high expectation.
They're an excellent side. They're inconsistent. If you look over the way that they've won the title over the last two times that they've done it, they haven't done it convincingly, in my opinion. The year that they beat Manchester United in the last minute, they just got over the line. Again, I felt they were the best side and deserved winners of the title, but they weren't convincing.
I think a couple of things have gone wrong at Man City. The recruitment hasn't been that good. I think the players that they've brought in haven't enhanced their side from what it was last season.
I think it's the difficulty in defending the title. I think even it's not the easiest thing in the world to defend the title. I think that's plagued them. They've not really brought in the signings that they really wanted to because of the fair play.
Their clout, financial clout, which enabled them to just go out and buy what they liked and hoped, you know, and took the good ones and didn't worry too much about the ones that didn't work. That's gone. So in a sense, expectations a little bit high. On top of that, there's not so much the age factor, but the familiarity factor, the fact that they've not been able to freshen the team as much as perhaps they would like. The absences, either physically or in terms of mental form, the mental side of form of the best player, Yaya Toure.
Their recruitment process has been a little surprising. But they have felt the need to go out and buy a striker in January. Tells me that they didn't do their business in the summer.
The recruitment in the summer didn't really enhance them, didn't really put the pressure on the other players in the squad for their places.
Retaining the title is very difficult. I mean, if you look at the history, it's Chelsea did it under Mourinho, Manchester United did it several times under Ferguson, but I think other clubs, even Arsenal, at their absolute peak under Arsene Wenger, found retaining the title a very difficult task.
Can they win back-to-back titles, which is always tough? I've always had Chelsea win the title this season, but they are Chelsea's nearest rivals.
Now, in the old days, they could afford, they'd buy 4 big players, and if 2 came off, that was fine. But this season, it's been really nil out of 2 or a half out of 2, because you could say Fernando's at least been steady.
I don't think that they've been as solid defensively. I remember the season that they had Lescott and company together. That was a pretty good, strong partnership. Mangala has come in. The first game he played against Chelsea was excellent. He's a liability for me, makes rash decisions in and around the box.
Vincent Kompany, I find him an extraordinary player. You look at him and you think, my goodness, that's the centre half that you want on your side. That's the man with a power, with a passion, with the techniques, you know, good in the air, good on the deck. Centre forwards must hate playing against him, because he's a nuisance, he's horrible, and he's aggressive. And then you look at the guys next to him. Name a centre-half that has thrived next to Vincent Kompany.
I never really thought about it until Patrick said it, and you know, now I started thinking about it. I think that coincides with his lack of form as well, and he's made poor decisions, along with whoever's next to him, Mangala, Di Michaelis, whoever. He's made some real poor decisions, Vincent Kompany, this season.
Why is it that Savic failed, that Nastasic failed, that Mangala has a lot to prove, that Di Michaelis had such a torrid time before finally settling down?
He's gone tight to forwards, and they've spun him and managed to get away from him. He's made the wrong decision in the box, and you know, perhaps that's one of the major reasons why, if the captain's not at it, and he's took 1 or 2 injuries as well, but if the captain's not really at it, you know, it has that effect on the rest of the side.
What is it about Vincent Kompany that makes him difficult to play alongside?
Toure has had an indifferent season as well, and I think if the defensive midfielder in front isn't as consistent, I think it can affect the back four. Matic is example of that. If he doesn't play well, Chelsea defensively don't play well. Touré's had some great games, but at the beginning of the season, I think Touré perhaps looked a little off the pace. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches it when he comes back from the African Cup of Nations that he's just won.
If Yaya comes back, when he comes back, and if they could get a run together, it's not. They've done it before. They came from 8 points behind last year, didn't they? I'm
not impressed with Navas. I think he's brain dead, in all honesty, in the final third. Gets into good areas, delivery's poor.
And also, they've not been able to cope with the major players being out injured. Everyone takes injuries, but this season they've had Company out for long spells. They've had Touré out for a long spell because of the African Cup of Nations, etc.
They're not the side that I'm pretty sure that the money that they've spent should really be the sort of performances that they should be giving.
Obviously, City's main assets are Yaya when he's there, and he's a phenomenal player. You know, you don't need me to tell you that. David Silva, and perhaps above all, Sergio Aguero for his ability to conjure a goal. So that may well keep it. That may well keep it going until Easter, but I really can't see the title race lasting beyond then. City are still there, and that I think is a credit to good management, steady management from Pellegrini. But it's the same thing as happened to them last time after they won the league. And this time there is a little bit more, I think, a little bit more of an excuse in the sense that they cannot use that financial muscle in a completely unbridled way.
But the only thing I would say, Mourinho doesn't let 7-point lead slip, does he? I mean, it's going to be very difficult to see a Mourinho team let 7 points slip.
And it'd be interesting in running because I'm with most people. I can't see him making that gap up. I just can't see it. It's, you know, they did it once just after Christmas. I can't see him doing it again.